I'm sure you notice as you drive through the countryside, there's a process going on in the fields that's called no-till. But let's take this no-till process into our own home gardens. It is very feasible. And Jolene is going to tell us from her experience being the best teacher, tell us about what you're going to do to make this garden a no-till process.
Okay, so we have clay soil and it's very hard to grow anything in, but it holds all this great nutrients. So we started to bring in organic matter. We brought in sand to help break up that clay soil for drainage.
So under here, there's nothing but clay soil.
It's clay. And then we started to bring in some mulch and some compost, and that just helps us feed it.
So is there a particular mulch?
There's not. We just look for the most organic. We don't want any kind of fillers or additives. We're just trying to reproduce nature.
Mm-hmm. And so you have done your own composting and you've bought composting from a local resource. That's a good thing to know about it. Okay, now what you have planted here, what are you going to want this no-till to have in it to grow your vegetables as far as microbe and all of that? Tell us that.
Well, we want it to stay like nature. We don't want to interrupt anything that's happening under the soil. So, you know, there's a lot of good fungus and microorganisms that live under there. And the second you till it, you bring up that weed seed to the top, you have more weeds, and then you're killing those microbes with sunlight. So what we're doing is just layering it, killing those weed seeds, and then eventually we'll come in and do either all watermelons or peas, or you just dig it with your finger and you stick the seed in and you water it, and that's all you have to do.
You know, you're bringing back a memory for me. The Victory Gardens, I watched it years and years ago, and they said on that program, the ideal soil for any gardener's dream is to be able to go out and take your finger, plunge it into the soil and plant your seeds, and that's what you're going for. All right, and around this area, you're utilizing some other things. For instance, you've planted beans. What are they doing for you here?
These fix the nitrogen in the soil. And if we go through and plant tomatoes, tomatoes are going to suck that nitrogen out.
Exactly.
So you're going to follow it with peas.
Well, you can start in the spring with peas.
You can. You can start peas actually in February.
Yeah. And behind us, what is your purpose in planting okra? Is that something that's going to do something for you?
Okra is just a southern favorite. The sunflowers are going to bring pollinators, and they are toxin miners. So they pull any toxin that's in your soil out. So with it being the back of the fence, the sunflower, yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
So we planted them the back of this fence line. The sun rises here and sets over here.
Yes.
So in theory, when these get tall enough, they'll all face out towards the front of the garden.
Exactly.
And then when they drop, we'll feed the chickens.
In your estimation, how long will it be before you believe that this is going to be maximum ready for no-till?
It'll be ready this year.
Oh, it will?
It will.
Well, it's obvious that you are a grower, and I think that interestingly, along the outskirts of this area that you're going to do no-till, there's some vertical gardening, and I'd like to look at a few things that you have.
Okay.
This is a perfect example of pole beans. Now, do you have any advantages that you really like? Or are there any disadvantages?
There's no disadvantages in growing this vertical. I just love that I can come in and clean up the bottom and keep it free of pests and the leaves that fall. And vertically, it can get just so tall and then it just flops over the back.
Yes.
So it gives me more space.
So these are the kind that don't get shucky. And I actually can see what will happen with a pole bean. Do you see it starting to grow new little shoots down here?
Yes.
By having those leaves off, you're going to get another set of blooms and another set of vines coming off, just like right here is doing. So you're going to provide a second crop from that. When you grow your tomatoes this way, the process of removing leaves from the bottom, do you find that really does help?
It does help. It helps with circulation, blight, soil bouncing up onto the leaves and causing other things that aren't so great for them.
Yeah, and for sure the air circulation is so important.
It is, and I can plant under there.
True. Well, now you're trying another experiment in your garden. Let me go talk to you about that.
Okay.
I'm interested in this, Jolene. Tell us about it.
This is a worm bed with potatoes growing in it. It's my first year trying these. They're getting close to getting to be ripe because they're starting to die off.
Yes.
And in the center is
under
that is the worms.
Okay, and what are your plans for them?
The worms hopefully will produce enough worm castings for us to harvest. And the worms themselves reproduce really quick, so we can scoop them out and add them to our beds.
So they can travel, do their thing into the potatoes, or they can go down.
They can go down into the clay soil and come back up to eat.
I like the looks of this. What is it?
These are sweet potatoes, grown vertically, hopefully.
So you're gonna harvest downward.
Yes.
From these sweet potatoes. Well, they are beautiful there, and you know, if people let them grow out on the ground, then they have issues with weeds growing up, but this is aesthetically pleasing. And I hope you have a good harvest. You said Beauregard?
Yes.
Okay, I want to know the results from this.
I will let you know.
For the eye, it's beautiful.
It's my first year trying it. I just need to utilize all the space I have.
Exactly.
So I wanted to keep the vines up off the ground.
So you see, you are a perfect example of if you don't grow it and experience it, how are you going to know what you're going to do next year?
Right.
And don't ever get discouraged, because when we try things, it doesn't mean it's going to work. But obviously, you have found the key to what is working in your gardens, and you've taken knowledge from all resources.
I have.
I applaud you, because
Thank you.
not everyone does their research the way you have, and you are showing great results. Thank you for giving us the knowledge that you have today.
Well, thanks for coming and sharing it with me.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.